He always fed the seagulls, a fascinating story of faith. The Switchback, when America started falling in love with roller coasters. And our final story, a highway that sings patriotic tunes. It's all right here on America's Radio Minute. Captain Eddie Rickenbacker and his 7-member crew were flying a World War II mission across the Pacific when their plane went down. All the crew survived the crash and climbed on a life raft. For over 7 days, they fought the rough waters of the Pacific, but they were starving. On the 8th day, Captain Eddie had led the men in a simple prayer. And as they continued to drift at sea, the men noticed on one day, one lonely seagull landed on Eddie's cap. Captain Rickenbacker would later in his life pay grateful thanks to that seagull, who provided food that day and later bait for fishing. 16 days later, they would all be rescued. But he never forgot the role of a lonely seagull, spending the rest of his days as he grew older, always taking time to feed the seagulls. He lived to be 82. In America, there's always more to the story. Places in America. Today, Coney Island. And no story about this place would be complete without the story of the very first roller coaster called the Switchback, built in 1884 at Coney Island. Enter a man named LaMarcus Thompson. He took a chance and invested $1,600 and built the Switchback. But Thompson was about to surprise even himself. He got back his original $1,600 investment in 3 weeks, selling rides on America's first roller coaster for 5 cents each. From that first summer on, it was pure profit, and America fell in love with the thrill of coasters. LaMarcus Thompson did his part in building a financial empire in other thrill rides. But it all started at Coney Island. When it comes to thrills, in America, there's always more to the story. It's out on old Route 66 on the outskirts of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Rumble strips have been installed in the pavement on that stretch of highway. At 45 miles per hour, you'll hear something all Americans dearly love. But make sure you set your cruise control to 45 miles per hour. Place your tires on the rumble strip. You'll not hear "Get Your Kicks" on Route 66. What you'll hear is "America the Beautiful." Now, how in the world did they do that? Well, the answer is simple. You see, Americans are inventive and patriotic. Call this strip a labor of love. But if you take this side trip, be prepared to hear "America the Beautiful." And all of that reminds us that once again in America, there's always more to our story. Hope you enjoyed this week's edition of America's Radio Minute. By the way, it's a good idea if you would ring the bell and become a subscriber. That way you won't miss any of our stories. We try to present new stories every week. If we miss it, we'll make up for it the next week by having 2. Hope you enjoyed our triple-decker story of America's Radio Minute. And it reminds us all that in America, there's always more to the story.